How comfortable are you making sentences with if? If you've been studying English for a while, you probably know all the rules for conditional sentences, and you might have learned these structures as 0, first, second, and third conditionals. Personally, I don't use those terms very often. I prefer to focus on whether the conditional sentences are real or unreal. Then we can give attention to the time frames, past, present, future, or mixed time frames. I'm assuming that you've practiced conditionals before, so at this point, practicing only one type at a time doesn't build the flexibility that you need for real communication. You need to be able to shift from one type to another. Hi, I'm Jennifer from English with Jennifer. Let me guide you through an exercise that will build your confidence with different types of conditionals. We'll start with a story, my story, and then get ready because it will be time for you to share yours. Do you know about my Facebook page getting hacked? Listen. If you follow me, you may know that doing interviews is a fairly common activity for me. When I'm invited to speak about my teaching or my book about being a YouTuber, I usually agree. Back in December 2024, I accepted the invitation to be interviewed on a podcast. If I'd been more in tune with my instincts, I would have seen the signs earlier, but I unknowingly gave hackers control of my Facebook business page. If you've ever been deceived, you know how awful it feels to experience such heartlessness. Hackers steal without mercy. It took a lot of mental work and willpower to calm down, forgive, and focus on solving the problem. If I didn't have enough resilience and patience before, then this incident certainly helped me develop these skills. It took more than 3 months to regain control of my Facebook account. I'm incredibly grateful for all the help and support colleagues and viewers gave. I wouldn't be where I am right now if all those wonderful people hadn't stood by me. You may wonder how wary I've become of doing interviews. Well, I still accept invitations. You'll see a list of recent interviews if you visit my website. But now, if I'm invited to meet anyone online, I'm very careful about the information I share before and during our meetings. I've learned more than one lesson from getting my Facebook page out of the hands of hackers, and every lesson has made me stronger and wiser. Now let's go through the conditionals that I used in my story. Each conditional sentence has 2 clauses, right? There's the if clause with the condition, and then the result clause, the main clause. I want you to identify whether the clauses are real or unreal, and what time frame they refer to. There are 8 sentences. 1. If you follow me, you may know that doing interviews is a fairly common activity for me. Real or unreal? Both clauses are real. The if clause is about the present. I used the simple present. And the result clause is also about the present. I use the modal verb may to express a present possibility. 2. When I'm invited to speak about my teaching or my book about being a YouTuber, I usually agree. Is this a conditional sentence? Well, it's a general truth. Although I use when, there's little difference in this context. I could change it to if. Whether I use a time clause or a condition with if, this is about the present. I use the simple present passive. The main clause, the result clause, is also real and present. I use the simple present. 3. If I'd been more in tune with my instincts, I would have seen the signs earlier. Real or unreal? Unreal. What's the time frame? Both clauses are about the past. I use the past perfect in the if clause. A perfect modal is in the result clause. 4. If you've ever been deceived, you know how awful it feels to experience such heartlessness. Real or unreal? Real. Time frame? Both clauses are about the present. The if clause uses the present perfect. The result clause uses the simple present. 5. If I didn't have enough resilience and patience before, then this incident certainly helped me develop these skills. Real or unreal? Real. Both clauses are about the past, and they both use the simple past. 6. I wouldn't be where I am right now if all those wonderful people hadn't stood by me. Real or unreal? Unreal. Time frames? This is a mixed conditional. The result clause with would is about the present, now. And the condition with the past perfect is about the past. 7. You'll see a list of recent interviews if you visit my website. Real or unreal? Real. Time frames? Future. The if clause uses the simple present, and the result clause uses will. 8. But now if I'm invited to meet anyone online, I'm very careful about the information I share before or during our meetings. Real or unreal? Real. Time frames? Present. It's a general truth. The simple present is used in both clauses. So what's the next step? I invite you to share your own story that explores different time frames. Think of a difficult situation that taught you a lesson. I want you to challenge yourself to use real and unreal conditionals. Remember that unreal conditional sentences require the backshifting of verbs. That's when present tense forms shift to the past and past tense forms shift to the past perfect. Another tip is not to use will or would in the if clause. I invite you to share your story with me in the comments. If you do, please know that I may choose to read your story in a future video. So please only share your story if you're comfortable with me reading it on camera. I'll edit it and then I'll share the final version with everyone so that we can all learn and appreciate your story. Here are some possible sentence prompts that you can use. I look forward to reading your stories with examples of real and unreal conditional sentences. Challenge yourself with different time frames as well. We'll end here. Please remember to like and share the video if you found the lesson useful. And if you're looking for more learning challenges with my feedback, please consider joining my English with Jennifer community on Patreon. This is where lifelong learners receive live classes and tasks every month. As always, thanks for watching and happy studies.